Hi, fifth graders. Today's topics are gonna be on changing improper fractions to mixed fractions, division to fractions, word problems, and subtraction like fractions. We're gonna get started off with changing improper fractions to mixed fractions. So, though the title says improper fractions and mixed fractions, it seems like we're gonna do um changing improper fractions to mixed fractions and mixed fractions into improper fractions. So let's do number one. Number one gives us 53 over 10. So since we see no whole number and we see that the numerator, which is 53 in this case, is greater than the denominator, which is 10 in this case, we know that this is an improper fraction. Therefore, we need to change this improper fraction into a mixed fraction. And a mixed fraction is a regular fraction but with a whole number in front of it. And it always has a whole number if the numerator is greater than the denominator. So in order to do that, we will be dividing because fractions 53 over 10 fraction is the same thing as dividing. So you see this slash right here, you just need to think of it as a division symbol. So it'll be 53 divided by 10. So the 10 will go on the outside while 53 goes on the inside. And then we just divide. So we see that 10 goes into 53 at least 5 times, right? Because 5 times 10 equals 50, right? So we put 5 right here. And then 5 times 10 is 50. So we subtract 50 from 53 and we get left with 3. Now, we would usually continue on dividing, but in this case, since it wants us to find the mixed fraction, we're just gonna stop here. So we have a remainder of 3, right? So this remainder of 3 will be our numerator, our new numerator, but our denominator will stay the same. It will just stay as 10. So our new fraction will be 3 over 10. However, 3 over 10 does not equal 53 over 10, right? Because it's way less than the 53 over 10. What we're forgetting here is the 5 that we have up here. This 5 is going to be our whole number, right? Because 10 goes into 53 at least 5 times evenly. But we get a 3 left over, so that 3 left over is going to be our new numerator for our fraction. So our answer for number 1 will be 5 and 3/10. And we don't need to do anything to it because 3 over 10 is already simplified. Now we're going to be trying to turn mixed fractions into improper fractions. Once again, we know that number 6 is a mixed fraction because, guess what? It has a whole number. So we're going to write this out like we usually write fractions, because I think it's a little bit hard to see right here. So it'll be 7 and then 1/2 right here. And the trick to turning mixed numbers into improper fractions is by multiplying the whole number by the denominator. So you multiply the 7 and the 2. You multiply the 7 and the 2. And then we're going to add that product to the numerator. And it might seem so kind of confusing now, but when I solve it out, it will be kind of easy to understand. So first I said to multiply the denominator by the whole number. So in this case it's 7 times 2, which is 14, right? And then we add this 14 with the numerator, which is in this case 1. So 14 plus 1 is 15. Now 15 is not your final answer. Doing this just gives you the new numerator. So the new numerator will be 15. However, the denominator, as in case of when you're turning improper fractions into mixed fractions, the denominator stays the same. It will stay as 2 because that's the denominator given to us. So our new answer or improper fraction for 7.5 will be 15 over 2. And for both cases, you can double check to see if you got it right. In this case, you will divide 2 into 15, and you should get 7.5. As for this one, if we are to do this method that we have here, we do 5 times 10, which is 50. 50 plus 3 is 53, and the denominator stays the same, so it'll be 53 over 10, which is the same as the one given to us right here. Then we're gonna do converting division equations and expressions into fractions. So the instructions say that you can write it as a proper fraction, a whole number, or a mixed number. It doesn't really matter, I'm pretty sure, because they're the same thing, and it doesn't specify how to do it. So in this case, let's do number 6. Number 6 gives us 100 divided by 11. So as I said before, division is the same thing as fraction. So in this case, the 100 is in the front, so 100 will go on top, and your denominator will be 11. So the numerator is always the number that's being divided, and the denominator is always going to be the number that's going to divide into the numerator. So 100 over 11 is one of your correct answers, which is in this case improper, and we can also find the mixed number. So we do 11 divided into 100. 11 can't go into 10, so we're not going to put anything there. We can put a 0 if you want. 11 can go into 100. I'm sorry, did I say 100 or 10? I don't know. 11 can't go into 10, let me specify that. But 11 can go into 100, and it can go into 100 9 times. And 9 times 11 equals 99. So we're going to subtract 99 from 100, and that should give us 1. And this 1 is going to be our new numerator. So our fraction will be 1 over 11, right? But don't forget the whole number, which in this case is 9. So your answer for number 6 can be 100 over 11 or 9 and 1/11. Or 1 over 11. Both answers are correct. Now we're going to move on to word problems. Let's do number 2 together. Number 2 says, Toby's little brother used his set of wooden blocks to build a giant tower. He stacked up 30 blocks to make a tower that was 64 inches tall. How tall is each block? So we know that the total height is 64 inches, right? But we also know that he stacked up a total of 30 blocks. And we need to find out how tall each block is. So in order to find that, we're gonna divide the total height of the tower by the number of blocks that he used. This will give us the height of each block. So I put it in fraction form, but this is the same thing as saying 30 dividing into 64. So let's do it. 64. 30 can go into 64 at least twice, right? Because 2 times 30 equals 60, right? So we're gonna put 60 and then we're gonna put 4. And in this case, since this lesson is about fractions, we're just gonna stop there. So our fraction will be 4 over 30, right? But our whole number will be 2. So our answer will be that each block is 2 and 4. Oh, I'm sorry. We can actually simplify 4 over 30 a bit more. We can take out 2 from each. So our new fraction will be 2 and 2 over 15. You don't have to simplify, but as you do more math, it's better that you simplify to the very end because that is what your teacher wants. So our answer will be, 2 and 2/15 inches. Make sure to label it too. So each block is 2 and 2/15 inches. Now we're going to be subtracting like fractions. This is actually pretty easy and straightforward because usually when we're subtracting fractions and the denominators are not the same, then we would have to do all kinds of things like LCD, right? But in this case, since all the denominators are the same, we just need to subtract the numerators, and we will just keep the denominators the same. So number 6 gives us 41/81 minus 8/81. So for now, we can forget about the denominator of 81 and just subtract 8 from 41. So 41 minus 8 gives us 11 right here. 11 minus 8 is 3. And then we're left with a 3 right here in place of the 4. So we get 33. And you can check your answer. 33 plus 8. 8 plus 3 is 11. Bring down the 1, bring up the other one. 1 plus 3 is 4, and 41 equals 41. So we see that our numerator will be 33. And then as I said before, the denominator just stays the same. So our final answer is not 33, but 33/81. A lot of people make the mistake of forgetting to plug back the denominator, so don't make that mistake. Actually, I think this can be simplified even further, actually. So you can choose to keep 33/81 as your final answer, but we know that 81 can be divided by 9, right? So that means that it can also be divided by 3. So we can take out 3 from both 33 and 81. When we take out 3 from 33, we get 11. And when we take out a 3 from 81, let's do the division. 81 divided by 3, we get a 2 minus 6, a 2, and a 1. Bring down the 1. So we get 7. 21 minus 21 equals 0. So our final answer will be 11/27. Will be our actual answer for number 6. So once again, it's better to simplify, but if you want to see that the factors and the difference have the same denominator, then you can choose to keep it as 33/81. So either or in this case is correct. But most teachers want you to have the simplified version. And that's all I have for you guys today. I hope this video